Hello, Assalamualaikum. Welcome to the Level Up ID channel. In some previous videos, we shared with you how to increase the capacity of our local disk C, which was starting to get full by using the mini tool partition wizard application. And in this video, we will share with you how to increase the capacity of our local disk C without using any application. Actually, this tutorial is the result of sharing with a viewer on the Level Up ID channel. If I'm not mistaken, the account name is Initeman, so thank you to the account named Local. Localhost has shared with us how to increase the capacity of local disk C without using any application. But of course, there is a bit of effort that we have to put in, and there are a few requirements that you need to meet. First, you need to have another partition that is still on the same drive or disk as your local disk C. Second, the partition that you will donate its capacity to local disk C must have at least 50% free space of its total capacity. For example, if you have a local disk D partition with a capacity of 200 GB, then the minimum free space should be 100 GB. Only then can you follow this tutorial. If, for example, the free space on your local disk D is less than 50%, that means you have to use an external hard disk or SSD. Because later we will first move the data from local disk D before we allocate its capacity to local disk C. Okay friends, before we start the tutorial, for those of you who are new to watching videos on this channel, you can check out the tutorials on the Level Up ID channel. If you're interested, you can press the subscribe button and turn on notifications so you won't miss the next cool tutorial. And now let's get started with the tutorial. Okay, now we're going to go straight into File Explorer or Windows Explorer, and here you can see for the laptop we're using, there are two partitions. The first one is local disk C with a capacity of 49.3 GB and 22.3 GB of free space. Meanwhile, the second partition is local disk D with a total capacity of 173 GB and 172 GB of free space left, friends. Next, to increase the capacity of local disk C, we will take some of the capacity from local disk D, then we will transfer or add or allocate it to local disk C, friends. And this time we won't be using any applications because we can do this in disk management on Windows 10 or any other version of Windows. But before that, as we mentioned earlier, make sure the free space available on local disk D or the partition you want to allocate to local disk C. The minimum free space should be 50, so if it shows 173 here, that means the minimum free space is 173. Divided by 2 guys, and then here you should also pay attention to the total files on local disk D or the partition you want to allocate to local disk C. Let's check first, right click, then select properties, and here. Here, the total files on our local disk D are 1.43 GB, guys. Then select OK next to start allocating capacity from local disk D to local disk C. To do this, right-click on the Start menu or the Windows logo, then select Disk Management, then here select your local disk D, right-click, and then choose Shrink Volume. After that, here we will create a new partition, and for the size, make sure you set it so it can accommodate your files from local disk D, guys. Earlier, we already checked all the files in our local disk D. The size is 1.43 GB. So here, at minimum, you should make it the same size as the total files in your local disk D, but if you want to make it bigger, that's fine too, guys. For example, here we will create a partition with the size of 100 GB, so here we type 102,400 Why 102,400 MB, not 100,000 MB? Because 1 GB is 1024 MB. Next, we select Shrink, and here there will be unallocated space with a capacity of 100 GB. Next, you just right-click here, then choose New Simple Volume, then next again, and next again. Then here you can give it a name. For example, let's name it local disk, then click next again and choose finish. Then we go back to File Explorer or Windows Explorer. Let's minimize this first, guys. Next, we need to move our files from local disk D to the new partition. Let's do this. We just need to go in here, then we'll move this folder, and then we'll put it into the new partition. After all files are moved, we transfer them to the new partition. Make sure your local disk D is already empty, then go back to Disk Management and right-click on your local disk D. Then select Delete Volume and choose Yes. So here, there will be unallocated space with the same total capacity as your previous local disk D. Next, to add this unallocated capacity to local disk C, just right click here, then select extend volume, but here the extend volume option. It's still grayed out or we can't select it, guys. If on your laptop or PC it's already black, you just need to select extend volume. But if on your PC or laptop it's still gray, like this, that means you have to delete the partition that separates local disk C and the available unallocated space. Guys, here we can see there's a partition separating local disk C and the available unallocated space, so we can't extend it. If, for example, there is unallocated space available and it's close to local disk C, but here there's a partition blocking local disk C from the available unallocated space. So we have to delete the partition that's between local disk C and the available unallocated space first, guys. Unfortunately, you can't directly delete this recovery partition. If you right click here, there won't be any option to delete or format, guys. To delete it, press the Windows key plus R, then type CMD and press enter. After that, type Diskpart. Then press enter. Then select yes. Then you type list disk, then press enter. After that, you type select disk. 0. If, for example, your PC or laptop has more than one hard disk or SSD, please select the hard disk or SSD that contains your local disk C, guys. Then press enter. Next, type list partition. Then press enter. After that, here you can check your local disk C. On this laptop, it's on partition 3 with a size of 49 GB. Meanwhile, the partition we are going to delete is partition 4, which is 508 MB in size, guys. Next, to delete the partition. For partition number 4, type select partition 4 again, then press enter. Then type delete partition override again. Then press enter. After that, you can close this. Then close this one too, friend. So now the recovery partition has been deleted. Next, simply right click here. Then here, now we can use the extend volume option. We just need to select extend volume. Then select next. Next, here you can choose how many gigabytes you want to add to your local disk C. If you want to add all the available unallocated space, just fill in the total amount. But if you only want to add half of it, just enter that amount here, guys. Here, we're going to add all of it. So we'll leave it at 75,851. After that, we select next. Then select finish. Then, if you want to change the letter of this local disk, for example, this is local disk F. If you want to change it to local disk D, you just right click here. Then select change drive letter and paths. Then just choose change. After that, you can change it to D, for example. After that, click OK. Then yes. Then you can close disk management, and now your local disk C has successfully been increased in capacity, which you took earlier from local disk D, my friend. Okay, my friend. So that's how to add capacity to local disk C without using an application. I hope this video is useful for you. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share this video on social media so that more people can benefit from this channel. See you in the next video. Peace be upon you.